Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. I'm still finishing up my makeup, you guys. I gotta like open up my eyes a little bit. I got my eyebrows on though, so we're good. We're good. But hi, Christine. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Patty. How are you guys doing today? And as everybody's coming in, let me know what is on your hook and what is in your cup. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. How are ya? I need to bring up my other chat. I'll do that here in a minute, like straight from YouTube, so that it doesn't filter out anybody's chats. Last little bit here. So let me know what. See, I feel like it opens it up just a little bit. It makes me look a little bit less tired. Let me know how is everybody doing? What are you working on? Hi, Amby. Amby, I need to reply to you. We're gonna see you tonight. I'll get you that link. I promise. And you guys, tonight we may not have Julie. She's just there's some like spring cleaning and stuff that she's dealing with that she has to do. Um she found out some of what's causing her allergies, so she's needing to do some spring cleaning. And forgive me, I am almost done, you guys. I swear. I have been sleeping in on my Saturdays, so and taking my time getting ready in the morning. By sleeping in, I mean by like a half hour, but still. And then taking my time getting ready in the morning, which means I end up doing my eyes whenever I'm with you. Hello, everybody. There's everybody. Stephanie, hi. How are you doing? Good morning, Surikata. Hi, Connie. So nice to see you. French vanilla coffee. Patty's got French vanilla coffee. Yum. And a dress for Bunny Rabbit. Yum. What's on my hook? Okay, so on my hook, my most active project is probably my mom's blanket, the 12-point star. Good morning, Angela. How are you doing? This is it, you guys. This is the last of it, I promise. I promise, I promise. Good morning, Tracy. How are you? Hello, Ashley. Good morning. Cafe mocha and eating breakfast. Yummy. What are you having for breakfast, Angela? Hi, Barbara. So nice to see you. Hi, Ed. Good morning. Good morning, Lacey. Vicky's working on a mosaic from Yarny Fiber Sisters. Ooh, crochet along. That's awesome. Hi, Suzanne. Um, how are you doing? All right. What's on my hooks? I'm working on my first virus shawl and a textured stitch blanket that I am designing. That's awesome. I love that. I can't wait to see that design. You always have wonderful designs. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Let me put a little bit of powder on my. Nah. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I promise I'm done. Hey, Kim. So nice to see you. Yay, an affordably geeky raid. You know I love those. How are you doing today, Kim? I'm still having technical difficulties getting that camera to work with my computer. I'm trying. I'm working on it. Hello, Carol. I'm working on my. Okay, so Carol's also working on the Yarny Fiber Sister Mosaic as well. I just started April. That's cool. Coffee in your cup. Um. Oh, and then on Connie's knitting needles, my temperature blanket and my first pair of gloves. Oh, that's cool. Amby says I have whips, but not working on anything at the moment. Nothing in my cup right now. Well, go get a drink, Amby. Go get a drink. Oh, okay. You have a question for me? Sure, you can shoot if you want now, or you can hit me up a little bit later. And Knits Up says I am knitting. Good morning, Terry. I am knitting a toe up sock and have water in my cup. Awesome. Oh, Vicky's telling Carol I finished April yesterday. Very cool. Angela says cereal. I saw Morbius. Oh, that's what you're eating for breakfast. Saw Morbius last night with my son for his birthday. Ooh. Wow, got 5 tickets for $20. That's actually really amazing. Found out that is normal price for our movie theater for teachers and students. So that's cool. So we have a half price Tuesday on at our movie theater, which maybe we should go see Morbius. Actually pretty good one to see at a half price Tuesday, Ro. Morbius. All right, you guys, in my cup is my normal, I'm sorry, my brain, my normal stuff. So it's just black coffee with some Splenda and sugar-free caramel sweetener. Hi, Gina. Good morning. Suricata Crafts says, I'm on my second pot of coffee. Woo! Wow. Oh my goodness. I'm on like my second cup. But of course I did sleep till about 9:30. And crocheting hexagons for my temperature blanket and waiting to go yarn shopping with the hubs. That's awesome. Where are you going to go yarn shopping? And Suzanne says, I'm working on my third lacy top. Ooh, I love it. I have been looking at tank tops and like bathing suit cover-ups for my cruise to start working on for me. I haven't found, I did find a tank top that I like that I want to make. Oh, do you want me to just come on long enough to give? Yes. Oh, or longer to chat more about it. No. I want you to announce it and we'll chat a little bit about it, but it'll be after our slides. So we'll ask you some questions too and then chat a little bit more about it. Yeah, absolutely. No, it's not just to tell about it. We're not going to have you on for like 3 minutes and then kick you off. We're not going to do that. So you're good. We're going to have you on for a little bit and everybody can see your beautiful face. My local yarn store is closing. Oh, that's sad. Everything is on sale. I can't resist. I don't blame you. Half iced tea, half lemonade. Ooh, interesting. I refuse to call it after that golfer. Nope. What is it? Is that Tom Collins? No, that's not a Tom Collins. What? I can't remember the golfer. Crocheting on my friend's blanket, the winter mint blanket for those who have been watching my videos. Awesome. Rebecca, pack me in your trunk so I can go yarn shopping with you. Yes. I run a yarn department, but they sell different yarn. Well, yeah, absolutely. Especially local yarn stores. In fact, we were talking about that. We might have an episode where we talk about the different brands or type of yarn that you can get at your local yarn shop versus the big box. Of course, Amby, you're welcome. You did, Dragon Bee. Hello. So nice to see you. So nice to see everybody. Hello. Arnold Palmer. Thank you, Angela. And I should know that. I lived in Jacksonville for like the longest time, and like half of the town's named after Arnold Palmer. I really should know that. All right, where is Chrome? I got to bring up some icebreaker questions because that's what I do. Icebreaker questions. I'm sure that drink was invented long before he came along. Yeah, that I'm sure. As long as lemonade has been around and tea. Yeah, thank you, Amby. I'm glad you like that idea. Rebecca, if only I wish my area had yarn stores. I am so fortunate. I actually have a local yarn store. It's Titanic. What's Titanic? I'm confused. but that's okay. That's not uncommon. It's Arnold Palmer, and my refusal may or may not be because I'm so used to saying Arnold in reference to Arnold's. Oh, got you from like his Terminator dates. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Um, all right. Well, here, this will work. All right, I'm looking through here. I'm just popping through to get to the questions because you got to go through this article before you get to the questions. Yes, I look up my questions. Okay, this is the one I had up last week. Oh, this one's a good one. I like this question. All right. Anyway, as people are, hi, Kat. How are you? Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Kat. I feel like if you feel like coming to Canada, I'll send you home with a suitcase full. U.S. money is worth more here. Oh, yeah. Oh, LOL, the icebreaker questions. Titanic. Oh, Dragon Bee, I'm sorry. I should know your humor by now and know exactly what you're saying, but it always takes me a minute. I took my glasses off because I'm about to get a bath, and now the chat is all blurry. Oh my gosh. You know what, Ambi? Yeah, I understand that. I'm still in that in between stage for bifocals. In between stage. So as you're coming in, if you haven't yet, let me know what's on your hook and what is in your cup. What is on your hook and what is in your cup? And Angela says, change my mind. Gonna have gluten-free bagel and cream cheese instead of cereal. That's probably so much better for you. That's probably better for you. All right. So the first question of my questions, not my entry thing, is does your family have a story about you that they always tell during get-togethers? Does your family have a story about you that they always tell during get-togethers? Hey, Ro. Is there a story that always gets told about me when our family gets together? There is that one, yeah. Okay. There is a hashtag make scrap yarn from distinctive crochet challenge. Ooh. Coffee in an attempt at Tunisian. I can't even spell it. Oh, that I understand what you're saying. Not that I've heard. Coffee and nothing. Frustrated and starting with starting a cardi that's 2 sizes too big. Oh no, Terry. Coffee in my cup and baby blanket on my hook. Oh, I love making baby blankets. They're like quick. You go through them pretty quick. Okay, so my family story is when I was about 6 years old. Okay, so just so you guys know, I've always been I don't want to say slow, but slow paced person. I've always been the one, even when I was real little, the one to stop and smell the flowers. Okay. So nobody would ever call me quick. Let's just say that. So I when I was about 6 years old, we were going to a carnival, and there's like this little haunted kind of house there at the carnival. And my mom put me and my sister's 2 years older than me, so she would have been 8, put me and my sister up on the porch of this little house, looked like a rickety shack or whatever, put us up on the porch to take our pictures. And as we're getting our picture taken, this man comes out and he's in a wolf mask. Now he's wearing cutoff shorts, no shirt. He's super hairy. So in my memory, he's full on werewolf. Okay. Full on werewolf. But I've seen pictures and I know that my memory, and this tells you how your memory plays tricks with you. My memory does not go with what was reality. Anyway, so My memory, full on werewolf. He comes out while we're getting our pictures taken. I scream my head off and bolt. I have never run so fast in my entire life. My mom was having a heck of a time trying to catch me because she's laughing so hard. You know how that goes. Anyway, so that's my story that gets kind of retold. Hello, Maribel. So the question is, and of course, as you're coming in, let me know what's on your hook and what's in your cup. And then the question that I ask is, does your family have a story about you that they always retell when you are together? Oh my gosh. So here somebody says, Gina says, yes, my husband tells two different stories about me every time. Maribel's driving and listening. Christine says, Moss Stitch baby blanket. Ooh, I bet you that's awesome. Using burnout blanket yarn and coffee. That's going to feel amazing. Hi, Maribel. Okay, and I read that one. So let me get back down. Marsh Knitting's here. Hello. So nice to see you. And she's working and lurking. There are stories about me, but nothing that is always told. Well, it doesn't have to be told every time, but something that gets repeated, you know? I keep looking at the wrong thing. Says, yes, they do. When I was pregnant, I couldn't eat meat or even smell it. They took me to a buffet and I just served me a huge plate full of cheesecake and I ate it all and went back for more. That sounds divine. Divine. Dragon Bee says, I used to get car sick on every trip, and every time we stopped for me to get sick, my dad would pick up a rock from the area. He had a collection of Lisa's puke rocks. Oh my gosh. I don't know if that's like endearing or like horrible. Every boyfriend was taken on a tour of Lisa's. Okay, that's horrible. Oh my gosh. And Ashley says, LOL, when I was little, my mother had just explained that gay people were a thing. I pointed at two men shopping together at a grocery store and declared loudly, must be gay. Oh, out of the mouth of babes, right? Out of the mouth of babes. But that was another thing I remember doing whenever I was really young. There's two things. My grandmother, and my grandmother once told me, so my sister, of course, is 2 years older than me. My grandmother, and when you're little, you want that age gap to close, right? So my grandmother used to told me once, one day you'll be the same age as my child. And literally that is correct. But in my head, I mean, not as my sister, not my child, my sister. But in my head, I translated that to mean that one day me and my sister are going to be the same age. And I was convinced, and nobody was telling me any different. And then the other time is I was sitting at the table and we were talking about they were talking about right and wrong, I think, in the kitchen. It was my sister, not my sister, my aunt, my mom, and my grandma. And I was sitting at the table and I was coloring or something. I was using my hands and I had this epiphany. And the epiphany was, well, if this is my right hand, then this must be my wrong hand. It was hilarious. Anyway. Hi, Nancy. So nice to see you. Hello. So wonderful to see you. Hello, Susan. You're never late. You are never late. Not to my house. I've got stories of my brothers, though. One used my mom's pads and put one on each foot and came out into the kitchen and says, look, Mom, I'm skating. Oh, my God. That's amazing. Oh, I hope there were pictures. Excuse me. A shawl and decaf coffee. Awesome. I love that. Shawls are always wonderful. That's always wonderful. Any more stories? I love stories. What are some, see here. Ro, what are some good stories about? Oh, have I told you guys the Twister story with my daughter? Have I told you that? This is the moment in my life in which I scarred my daughter and she'll need future therapy. Have I told you guys that story? Ooh, sorry. Little itch in my eye. And my gaydar has been 100% correct ever since. She wished. Oh, do I wish. I have stories about how clueless I have been. Aw. Stephanie says, my children have a story too. We went to the grocery store, my daughter in the cart, my son helping grab stuff. My son went to get syrup, and my daughter says, get Aunt Vagina. That's Dad's favorite. Oh my God, that's awesome. That is awesome. And I'm sure she didn't say that quietly, right? I ran a home daycare, and one boy was a real character. We told him he had his shoes on the wrong feet, and he looked down and said, "What? They're my feet." I love it when kids think differently and they're not wrong. You know what I mean? It's like they're not the wrong feet; they're my feet. What? I don't. They're my shoes. They're on my feet. They're fine. Angela says he's also the same one who told everyone we were going on vacation and we got to stay in a condom. Oh, nice, because he couldn't remember how to say condominium. Oh, love that. Aunt Jemima. Yes, instead of Aunt Vagina. Oh, that's awesome. Yelling down the aisle to my son, OMG. Yes, I knew that must have been it. Oh, but I'm sure people giggled. Oh, I'm sure they giggled. Okay, one, my dad likes to tell. So my dad has a friend whose last name is Jabley, or however you spell it, or Jabley or Jabley. My dad liked and still does rock music. So he was playing it loud in his truck. This one's from Ambi. This one's from Ambi. So, if I haven't told you the Twister story with my daughter, I'm going to tell you that one. My daughter was obsessed with tornadoes, but it was out of fear. So she would read all this stuff about them and everything, but it was more out of fear than it was out of curiosity. A little bit of both, probably, but she was very, very afraid of tornadoes. And this was about the time they started doing tornado drills in her elementary school. Okay. And we lived in Augusta at the time. So they had some tornado drills at our elementary school. And, and I was thinking, because every time we had a thunderstorm or anything like that, she'd get so scared. So I wasn't working at the time. There was about 2 years there where I didn't work. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, okay, well, then Twister was coming on the TV, and I'm like, oh, that's a nice scientific. It'll help alleviate her fears, stuff like that. So it's a great movie. I called her out. I said, let's watch this movie. Apparently, I forgot the beginning of it, because so we're at the beginning of it, and we were the Twister's coming, and they're running, and the dog almost gets caught, and the dog looks like our little dog. He almost gets caught by the Twister, and whew, he gets into the thing in time. So thank goodness for that, right? But then the daddy goes to go latch down the door, and then he gets ripped up out by the tornado. And she goes tearing out of the living room into her bedroom, screaming, bawling her eyes out. And I feel horrible, because I'm like, okay, well, this is the point in my life where I have created a problem for my child's psyche. But I also am laughing so hard at my idiocy that I cannot go and console the girl for at least a good 15 minutes. It was horrible. Hi, Crazy Yarn Cat Lady. Hello, hello. Amy's like, and I was like, I don't want to hear no jabbly music. I like that. Needless to say, I was so embarrassed. Flushed red cheeks. Yep, I've been there. We were in the basement, had darts. Brother was running up the stairs. I shot a dart at him in the back of his leg, ran up, pulled it out, said, shh, or mom will take the darts away. Bad me. Oh my gosh. Wow. The stuff that we played with as very young kids in the 80s, yeah, we're so lucky to be alive. I'm just saying. In the 80s and 90s, we're so lucky to be alive. We really are. So good morning. All right, I'm gonna bring up my my actual chat here. Boo, boo. I need to mute you guys really quick so then when it comes up you guys don't hear. Excuse me. Do you hear my kitty cat? He's in there. Yeah, he's over here yowling. Alrighty. So I am popping out I should have done this earlier. You know me. I'm always running behind. Okay. Close this. Back to here. All right. Anybody else have any good stories? Anybody? Bueller. And live chat. 80s. I was a kid in the 60s and 70s. Oh my goodness. I do hear your kitty. Haha. Yeah, he was over here yelling. That would be Kit Kat, my gray and white tux. He's my little dude. He's doing his rounds right now. So he's my most restless besides the youngest one. He is probably my most restless kitty cat. He does rounds in the house. He paces. He does rounds in the house. And then he's also the one that bolts outside. So he goes and gets outside every once in a while. And then he does rounds around outside and he comes back in within about 15, 20 minutes. You boy. Hey, boy. Ooh, nothing that could be said in polite company, LOL. Amby Craft says, one my mom likes to tell is on my kindergarten graduation, we all had to be up on stage in front of the parents, all singing This Land Is Your Land, and the whole time I was picking my nose. Oh my God, that's awesome. I love that. Kat says, one that is always told, my sister is about 4 and was doing our mom's hair and she tried to pin a ribbon to her hair with a safety pin. Ooh, that makes my feet tingle. Anytime I hear something painful, my feet tingle. Oh my gosh, that doesn't sound fun. Oh my gosh, and someone was filming it. Did they zoom in on your nose picking? You know how kids are. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. This story isn't about me, but one time I was still in high school. My best friend and I were catching a ride somewhere with my mom, and someone rolls up and just taps the rear end of your car. Okay. All right. I know that there's another part to the story. Hi, Lucy. How are you? So Lucy's Posh and Crochet Spot. Hello. How are you doing? There goes Mr. Pacer. That was the one that you guys heard. My pacing dude. She said her Nana and Granny were so embarrassed. Aw. Said her and my Nana and Granny. That I get that. My 8th grade graduation, I had a yellow dress and chose to wear green underwear. Yeah, there are pictures. Oh my gosh. Yay! I'm so glad there's pictures. You know, my poor daughter, because she grew up with digital. So digital, I have digital pictures and you know the cell phone and stuff. So a lot of her mistakes are caught on camera. You know how that goes. Yeah, it's still kind of chilly here in the morning. It was like 45 degrees or something. Okay, and then the rest of Ashley's story says, and unfortunately for that person, my mother was having a really bad day. My mother jumped out of the car. I've never seen like it probably said faster than I've ever seen in my entire life, and says, "You're lucky I didn't rear end." Woo, excuse me. You're lucky you didn't rear end us any harder. I'll blow your ass away. My friend changed her name. to that in his phone. I was mortified. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, so Carolyn said 3 older brothers, and I'm the only girl. We were playing baseball in the backyard, and somehow I got hit with a bat and knocked the wind out of me. And my brother said, "Shh, be quiet. Just take a deep breath. Don't tell mom." Yep, that's how it goes. Fine, thanks. I'll be lurking. Okay, Lucy. Well, thank you so much for lurking and joining me here today. Ah, thanks, Kat. Thank you. Amby says, okay, so I was a weird kid. I was super shy and I wouldn't talk to any of the other kids, even if they talked to me. Oh, so you were the little, oh, I would have like forced you to talk to me because I would have never left you alone. That's the type of personality I had as a kid growing up. That is the way it would be. Now, as you guys are still answering that question, because I love these stories, please continue to share your stories. Here's one. Here's the next question. Do you have any hidden talents? Do you have any hidden talents? I have got nothing hidden. Not that I can think of, to be honest with you. Not hidden. I can't think of anything. I might think of stuff as I read your guys' answers, but do you have any hidden talents? Okay, I'm doing live chat. Just making sure I'm seeing everybody's chat as it's coming up. Gina says, nothing hidden. That's the way I am. Suricata Crash says, we were on a road trip and my little brother noticed I didn't have my glasses on. He asked, do you wear Tampax? The van went absolutely silent. There were some of us, oh my gosh. That's funny. And he was probably meant to say contacts, right? Amby, I was the same way, but I would have sat near you quietly and called you my friend if anybody asked. That's cute. Becky says her hidden talents are playing piano and drawing. Dragon Bee says hidden talent is taking cord string and making stuff. Ooh, cool. My mom would take me to daycare to catch the bus. There was a little boy that was in love with me. Aw, bring flowers and try to hold my hand and stuff. I never said a word to him. That is adorable. That's adorable. Okay. Connie says I have a really strong toe grip. I can pick things up easily with my toes. Wow, that's awesome. Crazy Yarn Cat Lady says my older brother used to torture me. He had me convinced that gremlins lived under my bed and Chucky lived in the closet. And if I got out of my bed at night, gremlins would eat my feet and Chucky would hurt you. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of glad I never had brother. I didn't have brothers. The thing about being an Aries, when you're pretty open about you're pretty open about your talents. Translations, we're show offs. We show we're show offs. We'll never hide. We're too shiny. That makes me think of that shiny song in Moana. I love that movie. Makes me want to watch it. Rose gonna kill y'all. All right, I need to take something like a cold medicine. I'm stuffy and I'm starting to get a sinus headache. So that's what I'm taking. I'm about to take some cold medicine here. That's what it is. I promise. It's supposed to be colored string called, crochet. Oh, that's your hidden talent. I don't think that's that hidden. At least not from us. Suricata says to Connie, I have the same talent. I also pinch really hard with my toes. Oh my gosh, this is like Attack of the Toes. My hidden talent is making homemade tortillas. I don't tell anybody because they want me to make them. Yeah, it's kind of like the person with the truck, you know. They always want help. Well, if you can make something really well like that, they're like, "Ooh, make me tortillas." Yep, I get it. I was that way up until high school age. Wow, even through middle school. I tell you what, middle school's tough though. Middle school is tough. That's when I started coming out of my shell just a tad bit. Aw. Crazy Yarn Cat Lady says, my hidden talent is I can put my feet behind my head, pick myself up with my arms, and walk across the floor. Okay, so you're a contortionist? That's what that sounds like. Wow. You are very flexible. Wow, Angela. So I was reading Angela. Angela says, I'm a chugger. I can drink 16-ounce bottle of water in just a few seconds. What? I mean, would you have to burp after drinking it that fast? This is me being curious because I could never drink anything that fast. And Connie says, Rebecca, yes, I grabbed Frank's toe with my toe and he said my grip really hurt. Oh my gosh. Amby says, I'm still the quietest person in the room. Aw. Well, you're going to have to talk tonight, Amby. Sorry, you guys. See, it was cough medicine. Cough medicine. That's what I was taking, just to make sure you guys know that. Lori! Hello, Lori. So nice to see you. Hello. I will. Okay, Amby will be talking tonight. Good. Well, and it's honestly, it's very different on camera as opposed to when you walk into a room. I know that. It's very, very different. Not really. No burping. Oh, that's only when I drink carbonated drinks. Okay. Well, and I wasn't, but can you drink carbonated drinks that fast or just water? And Rebecca says to Connie, I can absolutely bruise the average person with my grip. Oh my gosh. Sue says my hidden talent is so hidden I can't find it. Yes, I'm with you on that one. Unfortunately I had 3 brothers and they all picked on me. I was the only girl for 7 years and and then my sister came along and they still stopped giving me cred. Oh my gosh. You were their favorite punching bag at that point, I think. If that makes sense. Really? I'm trying to get into my computer. All right. It keeps going to sleep over there. Yes, Amby, it's very true. Yeah. Being on camera is very different from walking to a room. Barbara says, sometimes it depends if the beneficiary believes enough. I have a healing touch and can remove pain by running my hands over a hurt area. Ooh, I need to come live by you. I do. Man. My feet. Oh my gosh. This past week I had a couple of nights where my feet were hurting bad. All right, and then not sunflower, Ashley, but it is sunflower. Yeah, but anyway, Ashley says, actually, if I'm being serious, my hidden talent is my tolerance for pain. I can enjoy even sleep through being tattooed. What? I've never been tased, but I'm probably in the small group of people who enjoy that too. Oh my gosh, no. Wow. Well, I hate needles. I'm going to tell you. I have to actually give myself insulin every day, and I make sure that I get the baby needles because not a fan. Angela says, my mom asked me the same thing yesterday about the burping. I can't drink carbonated drinks that fast. Burns too much. Yeah, that's what I would think. That makes sense. My hidden talent is so hidden, it's hidden from me. That's right. We all have super hidden talents. Super hidden talents. Oh, okay. So here is, I skipped a question, but this is a good one. It says, what is the first thing you would do after winning $1 million? What is the very first thing that you would do after winning $1 million? Well, since you're going to have to pay taxes on it, I would take the percentages that I needed to pay taxes on and put that in the bank. That would be the very first thing. The second thing is I would buy myself a new house. That's the second thing. Buy myself a new house. Stephanie says, just kidding, LOL. Not to toot my own horn, but I excel at everything. I love to learn everything. When I do, I learn it to the max. I love that about you, Stephanie. I love that. I have done the same in the past, but I've started to peter off of that a little bit. But yeah, no. Anytime I had a slight interest in something, I would research the heck out of it, and I would know everything about it, and I would figure out how to do it. Yep, that's it, Kat. Get a lawyer and a tax consultant. Exactly. And a financial advisor. Pay off debt. There you go. That's a good one. I actually don't have too much debt anymore, which is kind of nice. I think my biggest debt at this point is my car. And that'll be paid off in 2 years. TKW Craze says, Mel, I hate to stick myself with the insulin and checking my sugar. Yes. I'm going to tell you, TKW, what I do is, because I can't stand the fingertip. So I actually test on my forearms. I prick my forearms and I test on my forearms. So if you ever meet me, you'll see I've got little scars. Well, and I tend to get little bumps all over my skin. I don't know. It's just something I've always done. But on my forearms, you can see little marks. In fact, this one's from last night right there. I got it in a good spot. It just kept bleeding. So the only problem with forearms is that sometimes you can't get enough blood, and I haven't run into that problem. So yeah, get a lawyer and get all taxes paid. See, I'm glad I'm not the only practical one here. First thing I'd do is be stunned. Okay, there's that too. Becky B says, hide. Yeah, that's true. Hide. Yeah. And I definitely would not make sure that my name is never announced anywhere. And new friends, I'll be able to afford them. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, Kat. She's kidding, by the way. Hi, March Knitting. Hello. Lacey says, I would buy a new house. That's all. $1 million don't go very far anymore. That, depending on where you live, that's absolutely true. No, I would, the house would definitely be the thing, and then I would invest it. But yeah, and I wouldn't even do that much. Spend that much on the house. I'm gonna be honest with you, because you still got to pay taxes on that house. So if you can't afford to pay taxes on the house after you buy it, then you're just going to end up losing it. Ed says, pay off the mortgage. Amen to that. I would run far away as fast as I could. Yeah, definitely. So TKW, yeah, try the forearm. So what I have to do is I have to be careful. I do it up here, and you can feel your two bones right there, and that's where I usually prick myself. I have to do it on the 5. You know how you have the settings. I have to do it on the 5 because your skin's thicker than it is on your fingertips. And then you have to usually squeeze out the droplet that you need. But yeah, I don't like pricking my finger. I really don't. They do it every few months at the doctor's office, and that's the only time I get my finger pricked. Oh, and my house would have a big, beautiful pool, says Lacey. I love pools, but maintenance on a pool, I would make sure that mine has a hot tub. That's what I want, a hot tub. My sleep quality was at 32%. I slept 4 hours and 40 minutes last night, just to let you know. I got a notification from my phone telling me that. I don't sleep that much, you guys. So, and that's not time in bed. That's like actual sleep that I got. That's what my watch, I don't have it on me now because it's charging, but my watch monitors my sleep habits. Oh, don't answer phones from the relatives you haven't heard from in a while. Right, Vicky? Right? Like all of a sudden they love you and they want to talk to you all the time. Hi, Alita. How are you? Hello, hello. Dragon V says, I'm going for a shower. My sisters are in town for the weekend. It's my mom's first anniversary of her passing. Oh, that's tough. Okay. Yesterday was the anniversary of my dad's passing, and my uncle passed this week. That is too much, Barbara, or Dragon B. That I said the wrong name. That is too much. Wow. Wow. Well, I wish you guys the best, and give lots of hugs and cry it out if you need to. Wow, that's a lot. Nancy says, yeah, that would be nice. Don't tell anyone. Maybe redo a bathroom. I wouldn't move. You love where you're at. Well, you have a beautiful home, Nancy. Ashley says, LOL, y'all would pass out if they did to you what they did to me, looking for my tiny veins to draw blood. Oh. I've had them be like, am I hurting you? Are you sure? I feel so bad. Oh my gosh. I can't even. Yeah, I would pass out. So when I years ago I had an emergency surgery. I had actually, it was like 3 all in one. I had 2 hernias repaired and a hysterectomy all at the same time. And but before that, I was very, very sick. Because there was it was a huge cyst that got huge that ended up going up under my uterus, and then it twisted my ovaries. This is probably more detail than anybody wanted to know, but it twisted my ovaries on one side and killed them, and thus I had necrotic tissue inside affecting my body. So I was really sick, and I was at the hospital, and they had to do a blood transfusion. So they tried to do it through right here, and they got it wrong, and this whole arm swelled way up, and it was so painful. Oh my gosh, it was so painful, you guys. They ended up doing a port. I think it was this side. Anyway, they ended up doing a port up here, and then transfusing blood there. But yeah, whew, that was not a fun time. I use a Libre 2, just scan for glucose results and has an alarm for highs and lows. Lifesaver. I need to look into that, Suze. I need to look into that. Because right now I'm using, it's not the Libre. I just need to see if my insurance would pay a good amount on that. I use the AccuCheck. I just took my sugar this morning, so, which it went up from last night, and I didn't eat anything. It doesn't make any sense. Ashley says, and I'm just sitting here like, I'm watching the Weather Channel. Haha. Oh my gosh, I wish I could do that. Oh, I wish I could do that. No, I can't. Ashley. I need your pain receptacles. Stephanie says diabetics can purchase cinnamon pills from Sam's or Costco. Cinnamon helps with sugar levels. I need to do that. Stop using creamers and sugar in coffee. Plain coffee is best. I don't use cream. If I do use cream, it's heavy whipping cream. It's not regular cream, but I do use sweeteners, just no sugar. Let's see here. But I didn't know about the cinnamon pills. I need to look that up. And then that Stephanie says that. Carol says, I would start construction on a she shed for my yarn house. Yes. Yes. I love that. Lori says, we have the house, 1 car, and a little credit card stuff. We also have a kid about to go to college. Yeah. Whoo. That'd be a good thing to have to take care of. That would definitely use up post-tax winnings, right? Yes, it would. Wow. Nancy says, we have a pool. My husband said chlorine tablets went from $1 each to like $6 each. Oh my gosh, that's crazy hike. Wow. Buying stock in Kleenex. Yeah, I think you need to do that, Dragon Bee. It's gonna be a little bit of a rough weekend for you, but you enjoy your time with them, and then just get those emotions out, because that's tough. Kat says, "Oh, that's tough. My brother passed last September. This birthday, and this birthday was on Thursday. Yeah, that's a tough time. My husband, well, as most of you know, he passed away in August." And we just had his birthday at the beginning of March. That was a very tough day for my daughter and I. But we got plans for the 1 year anniversary. I'm excited about it. And it's not going to be our plans are to get away, to escape, more so than we'll remember him, of course. But yeah, the number one thing for us to do is just kind of escape and not wallow in it. But I have plans. We have big plans. Um, 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 Wait, I'm back up. Stephanie says to Ashley, hydrate, hydrate, and hydrate. No one has small veins. We are all the same in that aspect. They shrink and thin when dehydration occurs. Really and that may be true. I just don't know. But my mother-in-law, she is an extremely healthy eater, but because maybe it's her arteries that are small and not veins. But anyway, she had to have a blockage removed, which would have been a much less blockage in somebody else. But because she's also a very petite woman, a very, very petite woman. So, um, and she's like one of the most healthy eaters there. But she still eats a lot of carbs, and it's hard for me to teach. My mom is the same way, to say carbs are really bad for you. Um, I have a cat coming over here. This is what I'm doing. He's making himself comfortable. Hang on. Here he is. You see, this is our little dude. You say hi. Hi, handsome. Oh, he's purring away. His little purr box is just going. All right. He's my youngest. He is my youngest. And he terrorizes all of them. Okay, it says I used to take warfarin, and they had to test my blood, but I didn't test at home. Oh, Nancy, that sounds so painful. About the you were talking about with the blood transfusion. Stephanie, you are correct. I do have trouble with chronic dehydration. I'm trying to do better these days. I've been posting hydration reminders in other threads to encourage others to. Yay! I had a blood infusion and all my good veins were used up. Oh my gosh, they put in my arm in a weird spot and my arm blew up. It is painful, isn't it? It's amazing. Yeah, no, but they ended up, because of that, they had to do a port. And my arm hurt for a while after that. It was not fun. Drink water with me, says Ashley. I use the Libre, but my insurance doesn't pay for it anymore. It was a great device, but so expensive without insurance. Gotcha. Nancy says, I use stevia in my coffee. It's not supposed to spike your blood sugar. I do not have a problem with Splenda. Now, I cannot eat anything that has, a lot of the sugar-free candies and stuff. They have sugar alcohol in it, and it will usually spike your glucose levels. Ah, it's my liver. It stores and releases sugars. Oh, okay. Well, but I took insulin right before bed, so anyway, my doctor, normally it goes down, but yesterday it did not. Last night it did not. It went up. We'll leave it running. I gotta wash hair. Okay, Amby. Thank you for leaving it running. I appreciate it. Good. Lisa says, good morning. My phone died in Ginger and Kim's live, and my tablet won't pick up YouTube today. Yet I understand technical difficulties. I understand that. I lost so much content, you guys. The hard drive has no longer has what, I don't know if I accidentally deleted all my stuff on it or not, but I had to remake some of my content. Oh, he's so cute. Anyway, I'm sorry, he's distracting me. He's being sweet. um Oh, I see. No sweeteners or diet soda. You are better off using regular soda. Synthetic sugars are harder for your body to process than regular sugar. Interesting. I will have to definitely look that up. I have found though that I do not react to Splenda. Crazy yarn cat lady. Same for me. I have to be lying down, my head turned away to deal with needles and blood. Aw, that's tough. I do have to turn my head away though. Stephanie says your sugar can go up even if you don't eat because your insulin resistance is causing the insulin in your body not to attach to the sugars in your body correctly. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, Nancy, you have another grandbaby due this week. That's awesome. They had to use a sonogram to find a vein. Oh, wow. They had to do that, Nancy. Wow. They didn't do that with me. They just put a port in. But yay, Nancy, I'm excited for you with your grandbaby. Ashley says we started using less sugar, buying the smaller cans of soda, and only drink those occasionally. And Nancy says, thanks, Ambi. Splenda gives me gas. Oh, really? I did not know that. That's interesting. And everybody gets affected by it differently, I think. So, but yeah, no, your what is it? Sugar alcohols? I cannot. Anything that says sugar free and has sugar alcohols in it, I have to stay away from. Because it actually spikes my glucose worse than sugar. Be right back now. Pupper wants out. Okay, Lisa. My coffee will be cold when I get back to it. Oh no. Put it in the microwave. Thanks, Tracy. Tracy says, remember the thummies. Thank you. We have a cat. This cat was a stray. It moved in after our other cat passed. I'm not sure if it's a boy or girl. If you have regular insurance or Obamacare, you can call the maker of the med and ask for a discounted medication. It works. They usually last a year or two, then reapply. Yes, and I actually do that for I take insulin, but I also, which I have a great discount on, by the way. It's crazy how much insulin costs and really should not cost that much. But I could go on a tangent. And I'm not. But the pill that I take, because I cannot take metformin, I can't take metformin. So I take Farxiga and I get coupons for that. And I just reapply. Every time it runs out, I reapply. It's another boy. Say a prayer. I will. Okay. Everybody say a prayer. Lift up for Nancy's new grandbaby. There are complications, it sounds like. So everybody keep them in your thoughts. I always use my Sweet Leaves Sweet Drops made from stevia. Works well for me. Oh, cool, Angela. I have tried stevia. The only problem is it tastes green for me. Ashley says those sugar alcohols give people diarrhea. That's true too. Yes. They literally should only be in constipation remedies in small doses, right? Right? No, but it's anything that you see, any candy that says sugar free is going to have sugar alcohols in it, and that includes gum. So, and sometimes I'll have sugar free gum. I leave it in my car though. It's more for when I drive up and down the mountain for my ears. His name is Nathaniel. All right, yes. So keep Nathaniel in your thoughts and his family in your thoughts and prayers, you guys. Vicky says, I go next week to have my port taken out. I've had it for 5 years. That is when they recommended to have it taken out. Oh my gosh. So why did you have a port, Vicky, if you don't mind my asking? Mine was taken out before I left the hospital. But why did you have a port? If you don't mind, you don't have to answer. Just tell me, none your business. Oh, it doesn't work for Medicare or Medicaid. I did not know that. It should work. It's the pharmaceutical companies trying to get the most money out of it. I'm going to ask the next question, you guys. Oh, okay. So this is a good one for everybody to hear. Okay. So this one says, what are your favorite social media accounts to follow? That's pretty broad spectrum with the amount of social media that's out there, but let's limit it to YouTube, since we're all on YouTube. What are your favorite YouTube accounts to follow? Just put their channel name in there. I don't think there's anybody in chat right now that can put links, so just put their channel name in here. I'm going to tell you my favorite are that I follow all the time is Oh my gosh. He's so cute right now, you guys. Can you see him? He's just all snuggled. He's my boy. That's my boy. He is my boy. He does this. He comes and cuddles with me. I love Devin Sawa's Twitter. Okay, and you know what? Let's not limit it. I don't know why I want to limit it, but let's just say what we love. Your favorite ones. I'm feeling blessed now listening to you all with your diabetes problems. Oh, I have problems, but not the blood sticking. Adverse sugar reactions. Spin and stevia are fine. See you, Rachel Maxey. That's one that you love. Okay, awesome. I love that. Oh, do you have chemo for the last 4 years? So are you good now, Vicky? Are you good? Like you don't have to have it anymore, chemo? Ashley says, no, Mama, don't show me. The cuteness is only for you." He says, "Oh, yeah." He's a pain in the butt, but he's a sweet, sweet boy when he wants to be. All the Yarny channels, says Lita. Yeah, I like that. All the Yarny channels. So on YouTube, I'm gonna list out a few. And none of them are going to be Yarny because I don't want to call out my Yarny friends. I love watching a lot of the Yarny channels, so I'm going to make it a point to call out non-Yarny channels. Catherine Manning is one, and she spells her name Crath. I mean not Cr. It's CatHrin. Manning. That's one, and then Nerdy Nightly is a new one I've been watching. They've been reading for the first time the Wheel of Time series, and I love catching their recaps on it. And then the Dusty Wheel, which is a live show that happens every Wednesday night. That all has to do with the Wheel of Time stuff. Anybody else I watch? And then lately I've been watching a lot of different cruise channels, honestly, to get ideas on what I should bring and just make sure that I don't do stupid stuff whenever we're on the cruise. You know, like you pay too much for stuff and you really shouldn't. So I want to avoid that. Anyway, just tips on cruises. Stephanie says it should work, but it doesn't because they are on contract with government. They legally cannot do the discount program with those insurance companies. I know they need them the most, but that I could get on a soapbox with that. It drives me crazy. But I won't. I did 12 years of chemo for non-cancer issues. So glad it's over and I'm okay. Good. I am glad you're okay too. And gosh, that couldn't have been easy. Chemo is not easy. I have a coworker who's going through it now. It's not easy. My Bernie cat does that too. He gets all shy and leaves the room if you tell a cute story about him. Aw. Deez, hi. How are you? So nice to see you. Hello. Yeah, I'm glad and Ashley says I'm glad you're done with it and okay too. Lindsay says, Simple Living Alaska Off the Grid is my non-Yarny channel to watch. That's awesome. I love that. Good mystical morning, says Terry Browning. Ear biscuits and a Doctor Who one. Oh, those are the a Doctor Who one. Those are the channels. I thought you were telling everybody to have a good mystical morning. I need to look that up. The good mystical morning. Excuse me. Ear biscuits, though. What should I ask, Terry? Dee says I made it. I started my new channel. That's awesome. So congratulations. I am so glad that you were inspired to start one. Yay. And you guys, I got my camera rig set up, so I am going to be recording some new videos since I lost all of my footage that I recorded before. And I am releasing some stuff this week. Especially I'm like way behind because I've just been having technical difficulties on a couple of winners. And so that's going to be announced this week too. And I am working on getting things packed up and shipped off. A camper girl one. I dreamed of having a little RV. Oh, yes. That's actually on my list. Having a little RV. And I've looked into it. My husband and I always talked about it when he was alive. We always talked about getting an RV, and we were going to get one a little bit bigger, but he probably would have driven most of the time. Well, now that he's not with me anymore, I don't want to get one that's that big because I'm not comfortable in driving like even a U-Haul. So what I am going to do is I'm looking into getting the campers that are vans. You know what I'm talking about? So that's what I'm looking into getting instead. But that's way down the road. Way down the road. Buying another house first. Oh, wait. Oh, thanks, Angela. You're so awesome. Angela says, yarn hookers hook to the left. Yarn geek, wimpy chick, hook to the left. Oh, purple yarnivore. I need to look that one up. I haven't seen that one. Purple yarnivore. Cynthia's joyful creations. I like that one. Breaking the habit. Dr. Romani upon Friar review. Ascension Press. Ooh, nice, Angela. I like it. Carol Clark says, I love to watch the cheap chick as she tries it before we buy it. Ooh, I like that too. I need to check that out. I'm back. Had to heat up my coffee. Yep. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate that. She lives in Canada and raises sheep. Ooh, Sandy. Okay, I like to watch Sandy Brock. I also love pro walk tours. Makes me feel like I'm on vacation. Yes. Roots and Refuge. Dees, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Roots and Refuge. Jess is a great teacher when it comes to gardening. Okay. I have tried with gardening, so I may need to check that out because I kind of suck at it. I've been looking at the Arrow garden, but I don't have room for it, so I have to wait until I get into the new house. Sounds like I bought the house yet. I haven't bought it yet. I'm not even looking. I mean, I'm like looking, but not serious looking. It won't be for like another year or so before I'm serious looking. I have a newish job, so I've been watching YouTube for free PD. My current favorite is Keep Indiana Learning. Ooh, I like that. Good Mystical Morning is hilarious. Two guys doing crazy stuff, and Ear Biscuits is an extension. Is an instant an extension. Easy for me to say. An extension of that. It's actually a podcast that they also do YouTube. Oh, okay, gotcha. Which Nerdy Nightly is actually a podcast as well, but they do YouTube, and I just leave it playing in the background. Ashley says, if we don't count Yarny channels, the channel I spend the most time on is Emily D. Baker. She's a legal commentary channel. She's funny as heck. I may have heard of her. There's somebody that I can't even remember. A legal commentary one that's hilarious. I'm honored to say I actually became her friend. That's awesome. I love that. Me and Mark bought a huge RV. Now gas is ridiculous. Oh no. Yeah, I'm hoping that it dips again, but I don't know. Oh, okay. So Vicky says, no, I have endometrial cancer and it never goes away. I just have to watch for new spots show up on my lymph nodes. I've had 2 rounds of radiation. Right now, the 2 spots are under 2 centimeters. Wow, Vicky. Well, that's another one you guys need to keep in your thoughts, Vicky. And Vicky's amazing, you guys. She's been with me, I think, from the beginning. But that's not why she's amazing. She's just very, very sweet. I love hearing from Vicky. So you need to be with me for a very, very long time because I love hearing from you. So I'm just going to put that out there in the universe. Crazy yarn cat lady. Don't worry. I understand. Sorry, hands-free texting stinks. Roots and Refuge Farm. Okay, so Roots and Refuge Farms. Jess is a wonderful teacher when it comes to the garden. Stephanie says, okay, I'm done talking about work stuff. I hope the info helps someone out there. I am an RN and have more than 25 years experience and love to help. Stephanie, I think that you're crazy useful. Thank you so much for your invaluable info. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. It really is helpful. Um, Ashley says to Vicky, I have a sarcoma I found out almost 3 years ago. Lost my leg July 2019. Been doing chemo ever since. I feel stronger since meeting other Yarny cancer warriors. Aw, my heart goes to you guys. Oops, almost 4 years. Hit the wrong key again. Thanks, Deez. I appreciate it. Thumbs up, everybody. Thanks, Deez. And while you're at it, go check out Dee's new channel. I'm excited. I need to go check it out. I need to see what you posted. I'm excited. Woo! Let's see here. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. The only thing that I dislike is the neuropathy from chemo. The weather really has a lot to do with the numbness. Yeah. So where do you have your neuropathy, Vicky? I from diabetes. I actually have peripheral neuropathy, just in my feet, not in my hands. And with weather changes and stuff, they act up. So my feet have really been acting up this week. Now, also the amount of sugar that I intake affects it too. So I do try and watch that, but stuff happens. My gosh. Ooh, I went to Michigan Fine Yarns. I posted shop with me. Oh, that sounds fun. I'm excited to see that. Lori says, on a personal level, I've been fascinated with the people who use Photoshop and AI technology to bring antique portraits and sculptures of famous people into modern looks and movement. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Lori, I think you are too intellectual for me. No, you're not. You're like not too intellectual. That's the wrong way to say it, but you're very intellectual and I my little non-intellectual pursuits feel like they're a little bit less. Which I know that's not the case. I know that's not the case, but you are so and just you strike me as a very intellectual person, and I would love having a conversation, sitting down over a cup of coffee with you, because like all the information I would get gleaned from you would be amazing. I know it. And Vicky says mine is in my hands and from the knees to the end of the that's tough, Vicky. I'm so sorry that you experienced because I do understand how hard the neuropathy is. That is not easy. Yeah, Dee says, Lori, that sounds awesome. Exactly. Exactly. Wow. Amazing. Okay, so the next question, while you guys are still, please still give me some of your favorite social media accounts. I would love to try and remember and check them out. I'm not the best at that. I'm gonna be honest. But the next question is, what skill? What is a skill that you think everyone should have? What is a skill that you think everyone should have? It says Dee says that she paints and loves art in general. Art is amazing. I like watching the incredible Dr. Pol on Wildlife Channel. He is a veterinarian in Wisconsin. Yes, I like him too, and I've seen some stuff on his family. Yes, and I think he was on Discovery Plus as well. Like, because I only stream my stuff, so I think Dr. Pol's on Discovery Plus. Amen to that, Terry. Cooking. So I've always told my daughter, right, that if I've taught her how to make bacon, eggs, and spaghetti, then she's good to go for life. She can make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We're good. Now she's fascinated and she does cook a lot more than that, trust me. But I figured that's the three things that she needed to know. I do say this one thing that they're doing is they're requiring now, at least here in her school, they're requiring personal finance, which is nice. I kind of like that. I kind of like that they're doing that because that's a skill I wish I was better at. I think is a good way to put it. I've gotten better as I've gotten older, but I wish I came out the gate better at that. Angela says playing a musical instrument. Oh, I like that. Yes, because that's a nice, relaxing thing to do. Change a tire. Yes, even if you don't drive, I think you should know how to change a tire. I love the Joe Rogan podcast. There is a UFO podcast that I love to listen to when I go to sleep. Oh, cool, Lacey. Amen, Ashley. Yes, about the changing a tire. Yep. I'm with you on cooking, says Lindsay. Hi, Mel. How are you? I'm doing great. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me today. Lacey says, I think the skill that is not important for people to have is reading. If you can read, you can do, or is important, is reading. If you can read, you can do anything because you can read the instruction manual. My papa taught us all that. That's actually very true. And of course, there's evidence in history where those upper class were the only ones that were taught to read, and that kept that distance between the classes much bigger. So yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Cooking, be able to fix things, cars and houses things, and accounting. Yes, I agree. Lori says, I'm just a weirdo. You're not a weirdo. You're amazingly intellectual. But also, I work in education. I'm surrounded by super intellectual people, teachers, higher education partners, but mostly the students. Young people stretch my brain daily. Oh, I love that so much. I love that so much. Coughing into their elbow and washing their hands. Yuck. Yes, that's true. And you know what's funny is you see me coughing into my hand, and it's when I'm in public I cough into my elbow, or I have a mask on actually. But you're absolutely correct. Washing the hands is so important. I'm good. And Mel says I'm good. Just trying to cope with these headaches. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I took and it's probably not the same kind of headache. You hear me sniffling. I actually took a couple of cold medicines here just a minute ago because boy, I'm right here. It's right here. I got a headache going and right like in here, behind the eyes. So uh I'm hoping that the cold medicine helps, but it could just be allergies. But I already took my allergy pill. I agree with Lacey on the reading. Also, cooking and fixing things and good communication. Oh, good communication is everything. I think it's, but I think good communication is everything. But I think people are learning the different styles and different ways to communicate because sometimes some people are more comfortable with that. So it's starting to get a little bit more expansive, I think. Yikes, I typed the most important and autocorrect chose the exact opposite of my intentions. Oh no. But I got what you were saying. I got what you were saying, Lacey. The most important is reading. Um Lita says I agree. Okay, I read that. I also think every single person should know enough sewing to fix a button or a small hole. Amen to that. David, howdy. Just woke up from a mid-morning nap. Oh, I love mid-morning naps. Actually, it's afternoon naps that I do mostly. But hi, David. So nice to see you. Mwah. Yes, in the temple. Yeah, like oh. So I took something. I'm probably gonna, but it already has acetaminophen, so I have to try and stay away from ibuprofen as much as I can. It says Tracy says I woke up this morning, Mel. I feel you. Oh, thanks. I'm so glad you guys feel me. Hey, Bella, so nice to see you. Hello, and you guys, while you're in here, just want to let you know that tonight's Yarn Hookers is going to be on my channel tonight. There's a good chance that we may not have a Julie with us tonight, and she just has some stuff that she needs to take care of personally. So, but just want to give you a heads up that that may be the case. She may be with us, she may not, but just don't be surprised. But anyway, how is everybody doing that's popping in here? Thank you so much for joining me today. Ah, all right. So the last question I asked is, what skill do you think everyone should have? What skill do you think everyone should have? I worked at a hotel, and the number of buttons I helped sew back on without so much as a dollar tip is outrageous. They wouldn't even tip you. That's nuts. And you're right. They should know how to do it. My Apple Watch is fully charged. I don't know why I allow myself to get distracted by that. I really should just turn it off and put it away. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that, you guys. Money management. Emmy, yes. Emmy! You did pop in. Emmy, it's been forever since I've seen you. So hello. So wonderful to see you. So wonderful to have you here. Talking about naps, I gotta run. I have a pressing engagement with my pillow. Okay, well, you enjoy that time with your pillow. You enjoy it. Agreed, Emmy. Yes, money management. Um, Changing a tire, washing laundry, yes. Making simple meals, yes. Balancing a bank account, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Well, and I was telling them earlier, and I don't think you were in here, Bella, but I was telling them earlier, I've always told my daughter, I said, if I've taught you to do, I said, you have to be able to fend for yourself. So I made sure that she knew how to fry an egg or scramble eggs, which is still frying, just you mix them up first. And how to cook bacon and how to make spaghetti. And if you know those three things, then you're good. You're good. And she knows how to make grilled cheese my way. Um, I've been working and catching up on all my things. I need to do that. Catching up on all the things. Um, you always talk about my use of words. I depend on that to get the same message out to a variety of people. You know what? And you always have the greatest ideas. You always have the greatest ideas, Lori. David says, I don't know if this counts as a skill, but I think everyone should at least have the introduction to a wide variety of tastes in music, writing, entertainment as possible. I love that. But that, I guess it's a skill is I don't know. I don't know if that's a skill, but I like it anyway. It took me forever to get bacon right. Well, and Tracy, the funny thing about bacon is it's so everybody likes it differently. I grew up with my mom. She microwaved her bacon, and she cooked it tough. Like you can make bacon bits out of her bacon type of deal. She likes it crispy. I never liked bacon that way, and I taught myself to make bacon in a frying pan, which is my favorite way to make it. And you cook it to where it's all cooked, but it's not tough. Like there's a few parts that might be just a little chewy, but not too much. And that is my favorite way to make bacon, and that's what I tried to teach Ro. And also, I tried to teach her how to make not necessarily a sunny side egg, but over medium egg. And then or hard fried or scrambled. So she can make any of those. You cook bacon in the oven. See, now I haven't done it in the oven. I do prefer to do it in the frying pan. Oh, I know one that's actually super important to me. Knowing one's personal limits with things like alcohol and not surpassing those limits is a skill I wish everybody had. Okay, so here's the thing that's interesting is I'm doing this with my daughter, and my mom has done this with my kids. She did not do this with us. So my daughter is allowed to have with me at home or with her grandmother at my mom's home, have a little bit of beer or wine or we actually even had shared champagne. She's 17 though, you guys. So I'm not doing this with a 12-year-old. But we shared champagne on New Year's Eve. So my thought process on that is when I left home and turned 21, I think I probably spent most nights completely inebriated. Granted, part of it was fun. Don't get me wrong. Part of it was fun. But part of it was not understanding what I needed to do to kind of limit that. So that's what I said. You have to be able to go to a dinner with coworkers or with bosses or stuff like that and have the ability to drink. You don't have to drink wine. Don't get me wrong. You can abstain. That's the best. But if you feel the need to drink wine, you have to have the ability to pace yourself in a way that you don't become a stark waving idiot. You know what I'm saying? And luckily I never ran into the problem where it's with coworkers or bosses. Oh no, Ambi's back. Welcome back, Ambi. I taught my boys to cook and do laundry. I also taught them about investing. I wish I knew more about investing. I kind of let other people do it for me, but I do. There's, yeah. Anyway, the more you know about that, the better. I just need to do some research, and I just haven't not had the time, but taken the time to do it. Barbara says basic sewing, cooking, balance a checkbook, how to change a light bulb, how to change a tire, understanding a balanced diet, and how to make an appointment. How to make an appointment. Yes. Oh, yes. And speaking up and asking for what you want. Oh my gosh. He's so cute right now, you guys. Well, you're not going to be so cute now, are you? I moved and now you're not going to be so cute. He knew I was going to take his picture, right, Ashley? All right. Emmy cooks bacon in the oven too. Skill: listening and understand versus listening it to respond. Yes. Wow, Lori. Yes. Wow, that's a good one. Oh, and that's one I've been and then there's the to respond without even listening, because you could tell this when somebody's anxious to like say what they got to say, but they don't ever hear what you say even though they wait. That's oof. David says, I love bacon cooked in the oven. You can still control how it gets done, but you also don't have to clean up as much afterwards. That's true. Actually is true. Hi, Corrine. How are you? And Ashley says, if you consider worldliness being cultured in and of itself is a skill, I think that's perfectly valid. Speaking to David, I think the existence of an idiot abroad at least proves some people don't have that skill. That's true. Lena says, I agree, David. Much easier to clean oven bacon. Stephanie says, basic knowledge of health and exercise. Everyone is stuck on the computer nowadays. And well, we all see what it's doing. Yep, that's true. That's true. Time management and project management skills. Time management is a hard thing to teach. I've been trying to teach that for years. Nothing worse than overdoing alcohol at the company picnic. Exactly, or company dinner. Been there, done that in my early years. Exactly, Lindsay. And that's what I'm trying to teach her to avoid. And also taking away the stigma of alcohol. She's less likely to go out and do experimentation before she's ready. I feel like, anyway. I could be a completely ignorant parent, but I feel like that's the case. Right? David says, I think all of these combined would be great. For example, proper money management skills. You can pay someone else to do your laundry. Right? I always feel people might be judging me because I don't drink alcohol, so I feel weird when going out with others. Ah, no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. If you don't drink alcohol, you don't drink alcohol. That's just your preference. There's nothing wrong with that. Hello, Deneen. So good to see you, Jack. Just back from errands. I'm so glad that you came in. You were able to pop in. Okay, so the last question that I asked, and then I'm going to ask the next question. What is a skill that you think everyone should have? So that's the last question. And then the next question is, oh my goodness gracious, I'm so sorry. Oh, this is a good one. What is the worst job that you ever had? What is the worst? I'm on a new list, you guys, so I'm trying not to ask stuff that I know I've asked relatively recently. It says, what is the worst job that you ever had? So that's the next question. Also, Emmy says, also taught some basic childcare. Yes, I want them to be good dads or at least helpful. I love that. Regarding alcohol, I think countries with strong wine traditions teach their young from an early age with strongly diluted wine. Exactly. And that's when we first started letting Ro drink wine, we diluted it. So that's how it was. Which she doesn't drink it on a regular basis, but yeah, anyway, it's just a good idea to get her a good handle on things. Especially at 17. She's gonna go off on her own soon. She needs to be able to handle that stuff. Cooking, yes, it's number one. I agree with that. Barbara says, I think some of these skills people stated have to be learned by experience and can't be taught, like time management. That, yeah, it can be taught on some level, I think, but I think every person has their own style of time management. It's not one size fits all, I don't think, with that. So and I agree, that's where the skill comes in, because you have to be able to understand what works for you. And part of that skill is really getting that. For time management, some people they electronically, they have bells and whistles going off on phones and stuff like that, or somebody needs to put it all on paper or have a calendar, or stuff like that. You have to figure out what works best for you, and I think that is a skill that needs to be. And actually, that in and of itself, understanding yourself, and self-reflection is a skill that everybody should have, because that is the way that you grow. I strongly believe that, and that is a hard skill to learn. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't start that way, with self-reflection. I'm sorry, but what 11-year-old does self-reflection? They are an old soul if they do. You know what I mean? Oh, Vicky said I only had one job for 32 years and then retired. That's amazing. The fact that I stay at jobs for like 5 to 10 to 15 years is becoming not normal. People, I've seen where people bounce from job to job, but I'm a loyalist. I can't. I would prefer to stay with a job for a very long time. I am back in again. Hi, Lisa. I have to reheat the coffee again. I hope the dog is good for a while now. He turned 17 on the 31st. Oh, okay. So he has to go potty a little bit more often, or he might have a little bit more sensitive stomach. I get that. Deneen says, worked concession in bingo hall between programs, had to empty ashtrays, never smoked because of that job. Ooh. Yeah, I would imagine that. My current one is very stressful. Oh, the job that you have is very stressful. Okay. I'm sorry, Lita. That's not easy. I worked a midnight shift in porn shops. I was more afraid of the store manager than my customers. Oh my gosh, that's interesting. What? Wow, I bet you have some stories. Amy says, worst job I ever had was looking for a weird boss who was super working for a weird boss who was super needy and totally horrible. Been there, done that. In high school and college, I worked at a restaurant with a salad bar. People are disgusting and rude. I wouldn't eat from one for years after the things I saw taking care of the thing. Ooh, yeah. You remember when Wendy's had a salad bar? Yeah, I used to take care of that. Teaching a skill doesn't happen overnight. I agree. And most take a long time and a lot of experience gain or polish. Agreed. But also, whether you are neurotypical or neurodivergent will affect you how you manage time. Amen to that. Amen to that. If you're ADHD or are autistic, time management may be especially difficult for you without a system. Yep. But even without a system, the you have to figure out what system works for you, and then you have to work that system. Does that make sense? This is probably the biggest beef that my daughter and I have sometimes is time management, and I'm not the best at it either. So I really am not. I try and I hone in and I get a lot done, but I'm not the best at it sometimes. And she is uh, diagnosed neurodivergent. Um, so yeah, so that's a struggle in our household. That's a struggle. I think I am too, but not diagnosed. Just some things that I've learned while learning about her. Hi, Kivia. How are you? So nice to see you. I thought I knew you meant disgusting, Lori. I knew you meant disgusting. Without a system of reminders, yes. I use my phone a lot nowadays. I use like I have the most some tasks that I have to get done daily at work. I have the most annoying, and this is where it's good that I work from home and alone. I have the most annoying alarms going off for me, reminding me about things that need to get done. So, yeah. Ooh, callus removing booties. What? Ambi says I'm doing callus removing booties. What is that? Explain more. Working in mental health center facilities. Stephanie, that was the worst. It was so hard on me. I would come home crying every day. Listening to how much trauma small children and adolescents went through is very heartbreaking. Oh, I imagine. Oof. My dad was a slaughter line inspector for the USDA for many years. There were long periods that we couldn't eat some foods. Wow. The worst that I've had is, well, not with the dad, but Jeremy, my husband, was a pest control technician, and there were certain restaurants that were off limits to us. My weird job. I cried every day in my car. Ah, Emmy. Yeah, see, no, that's no fun. That is no fun. Barbara says, my worst and best jobs are the same ones. I have worked as a cook, dishwasher, housekeeper, laundry person, and CNA. Best as I got to help people. Worst because the pay was poor and understaffed. Yeah. I commented above about a job, Bella says. Bella, I did not catch that. Let me see if I can find that. Bella says, oh, being a janitor in an office, some people can be horrible and they believe you don't have to clean up afterwards. I can't stand that attitude, Bella. And in fact, when I go to a restaurant, when I eat out at a restaurant, and my daughter can attest to this, I clean up the table a little bit. I take like if I because I do use sweeteners, so if I take sweeteners, I put them on the plate so that they're not scattered all over the table. And if there was a spill, I wipe it up, or if I can, you know what I'm saying, like you get a little bit of sauce or something on the table, I wipe it up. I know you don't have to be rude. You know what I'm saying? Just because other people are paid to do something doesn't mean that you have to be rude. Carol says the worst job I ever had was when I was 17. I was a telemarketer. I enjoyed all my other jobs. Oh, I did not do telemarketing, but I did work for AT&T. Well, it was kind of telemarketing. But I was working, it was a system where they were calling their own customers and trying to sell long distance. This is really before long distance really wasn't something that you paid for anymore. So I tried to sell long distance plans. Ashley says movie theater across from the middle school. This was when Borat and Saw 3 came out. You have no idea how much I hate parents / older kids that just buy 12 tickets and dump their children off at our films. Oh my, people do that? That's not my babysitter, but oh wow, I think in those types of things you really, really learn that your parents weren't so bad, or they were, one or the other. Lori says, all these skills things are the reason why I love the concepts of project-based learning and inquiry-based learning in the schools my boys attended and the one I work in. That's awesome. Yeah, I like that. Project-based learning. Yes. Hi, Inga. How are you? So nice to see you here. Thank you for being here with me. My worst job was hairdressing. I started at a very young age, and I felt like everyone who sat in my chair was like my boss. Yeah, that's kind of true, but I think that people are getting better about that now too. Like they can be guided on some level. I should have never started hairdressing career at 16. Oh, yes, that's very young. Wow. I always clean my table. I tell my kids not to touch the glass, pick up what they drop. It is crazy how much people don't think about what they do. Yep, I agree. And very inconsiderate. Yep. Ashley says also, that was when my pain was first setting in and no doctors believed me. That's frustrating. So I would work 8 hours of cleaning bathrooms, theaters, working ticket or taking concessions, and then literally crawl on my hands and knees to my friend's car. Oh my gosh. Wow. Actually, I'm so sorry you experienced that. Oh. So Amy's got a question. Please ask, Amby. I'd love to hear your question. And I'm so glad you're fine. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. And Angela she also agrees with you, Bella. Yeah, no, yeah, people don't think. They don't think all the time. Oh, my head still is killing me. I may have to take an ibuprofen. I try to stay away from ibuprofen because of the liver thing. But I think I might have to do that. Ooh, I like this. What is your favorite wild animal? Oh, that's hard. I think for me, it's an elephant. I love elephants. What about you? Lori says, when I worked in the school cafeteria, I asked the kid to pick up stuff he dropped on the floor. And he said, no, that's the janitor's job. I handed him the broom and dustpan and said, think again. Yes. Oh, hugs to you too. Um, Clouded leopard. I need to look that up. Oh, a panther. Love it. Panther. I saw my little dude here, you guys. While you guys are answering that, a wolf. I love that one. But pictures don't really show you how cute this little dude is being right now. How cute he is. My little dude. My little dude just stretched out, curled up with me. Ooh, a Bengal tiger, which those are beautiful. I love the wolf. I love wolves, actually. You don't want to get on Lori's wrong side, right? Right? She's so witty. She wouldn't have to do a thing. You'd just be walking away scarred just from words. Lita likes lions. I'm a teacher as well, and I always work with my kids on good manners and practicing self-control. Yes, Angela. And that's so hard, and especially when you're working against what the parents are doing. If the parents aren't also teaching the same thing, that is hard. Vicky, me and you, girl. Elephants, my favorite. Skunk. I love skunks, except for when I have to smell them when I'm in my car and driving. Best job ever. Becky says best job ever. I was a seamstress, and my job was making firefighter gear. Wow, that's so cool. Lori says favorite animal. All the big cats, especially the female ones. They run the show. Amen to that, Lori. Right? They do run the show. Oh, Excedrin is okay. You know what? I actually have some in there. I have to wait a couple more hours before I take it because the cold medicine that I took had acetaminophen in it. So I just need to wait a couple more hours. The 4 hour thing, and then you're right. I will take that. You're absolutely right. Amy says with some of the jobs, I figure when the overnight checker was a kid, they never dreamed about being an overnight checker. No. You learn though. You learn. For a wild animal, I might go for fox. I like those because they look like dogs. Lions, because I am a lioness, says Stephanie. Perfect. Monkey. Amby says monkeys, giraffes, pandas, wolves, foxes, penguins. I like the way you think, Amby. Angela says, agreed, Lori. Big cats are awesome. I keep saying sunflower, but I know it's Ashley. Ashley says, clouded leopards are so adorable. They are the only cat that can catch prey by dropping down from above. They're the ninjas of the cat family. Cool. Aha! Emmy says a chupacabra. Yes. I don't know if this was a question, but my favorite job ever was slinging sheet music in a music store. It was like I was like bathing in sheet music. I didn't care how little I was getting paid. Oh, I love that. My little dude. He's so affectionate right now. Ashley says my grandmother's favorite was elephants. When I was little, she had a little elephant figurines lined up on her windowsill. Oh, I love that. One of my daycare parents is a pharmacist. You can mix ibuprofen and acetaminophen, no problem. And that's what. Now, my problem with ibuprofen, it's not the mixing with acetaminophen. With diabetes, I have to watch my intake of that. So I try not to take it because my liver function is functioning a little bit differently because of my problems with sugar. Um, so I don't take. I used to take when I was younger before I had this problem. Excuse me. Before I had this problem, I would pop 800 milligrams in a heartbeat of ibuprofen, but now I have to think about it a little bit harder. I only take it when I really need it. You know what I mean? And then I only take 200 milligrams. My friend adores hippos. I love hippos. Once I found a polished metal hippo that I picked up for him, and I have never ever remembered to bring it when I saw him. Oh, so he never got that metal hippo? Do you still have it? An eagle is my favorite. Becky, I love that. They're such majestic birds. My little dude is being so cute right now, you guys. Ashley says, I wish I had applied for work at Hot Topic. I just watched a video about Hot Topic. I don't know if they still do this, but they used to pay for employee concert tickets as long as the employee wrote a fashion report after the concert. That is cool. That is so cool. You hear that, Ro? She didn't hear that. She's not listening. She loves Hot Topic, by the way. She would work there just for the discount, I think. David says, I have no idea where the hippo is now. And Ambi says, I forgot about hippos and narwhals and rhinos. Rhinos and narwhals are the unicorns. I loved writing about opera. Free tickets all the time. That's so cool. I know you love opera, David. That you must have been in heaven. I'm still waiting for you to move here, David, so we can go watch the shows at the Performing Arts Center around here. Well, I mean, majority of the time, lately it's been a lot of country musicians, like the lesser known country musicians, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my scene. But they have had shows there, so fun shows. Okay, so we're at 12:47, so I'm going to ask a couple more questions, maybe just one. We'll see. Actual has an opera company, I understand. I did not know that. That's so cool. David, no, you don't want to get on my bad side. However, when I tell you to go to hell, you will thank me and ask for directions. Exactly. Amy says, fluffy unicorns need love too. Lisa likes dragons. Love dragons. Lacey says, you guys, this is off topic, but if you have migraines and are able to lay down, and when you get one, try laying down with a hot water bottle on your head. Oh, that's a good idea, Lacey. I love that. And what I have right now is a dull ache. It's not a migraine. I've had migraines before, and I don't wish them on my worst enemy. They are not fun. So. Oh, okay. So Terry says you can take your cold, an extra acetaminophen when you take your cold tablets because there's only 325 usually in cold meds. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to check that out then. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Thank you. Hey now, people assume my tastes are snobby because I have classical background, but they're not. No, nobody thinks you're snobby, David. But you love your music and you love your opera music. So, but I bet you there are other types of music that you enjoy. If you could name some of your other musics that you tend to enjoy, let me know. That was I'm not about to blow. That was just my coffee pot turning off. No, they're not fun. Migraines are not fun. I haven't had them that often, and usually they're sinus related. Like I had something going on with my sinuses, and only once did I get one bad enough to throw up. But no, it's not, I don't wish that on anybody. What was that? Oh, I was going to ask another question. That's right. Um, let's see here. This is kind of a different way of asking a question I've asked similarly in the past, but I like the way that this is worded. So I'm going to ask it. It says, who had a big influence on you as a kid or teenager? Who had a big influence on you as a kid or teenager? Let's take parents out of the mix because I could tell you in a heartbeat it was my mom, right? But let's take them out of the mix. Who had a big influence on you as a kid or a teenager? Um, 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 um. Mel, we're about the same age, right? A job at Hot Topic would have meant Lilith Fair, warped out to our office. Oh my God, that would have been amazing. I think you might be a little bit younger than me. I'm not sure. I'm mid 40s. I'm 46. No, I'm 47. I keep saying I'm 46, and both my sister and my daughter are like, no, you're not. You're 47. But still, and there wasn't that many hot topics when I was in my early 20s or so, but that would have been amazing. Um, yeah. Like Lollapalooza started when I was starting to get into my 20s, just amazing. Um, Lacey says, my daughter liked to walk around singing opera when she was younger. She actually sounded really good and admitted to look into opera music. We found a few that we enjoyed. That's awesome. David says, some of my favorite non-classical styles, acoustic rock. Yes, I love acoustic rock. Motown, big band, cabaret, much of musical theater. Shall I go on? I love that. I love that. I tend to, when I go into the types of music, so I don't mind country. I'm okay with it, but it's not. I don't love it. There's a few pieces that I love, but they usually tend to be the ones that are a little bit more popular, or they have a little bit more of like a blues undertone than country, and I really like that. So I love blues. Love blues. And when I say blues, I mean like what are some of the people? I know Hugo's one I've listened to, and I brought up the wrong thing. What is this one girl that I really enjoy? But Hugo's really let me see if I can find out one of his. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the wrong thing again. I'm looking at the wrong thing again. So, and I can't tell you. So, Hugo, this is one of his albums, Hugo. That is really good. If you're into bluesy style, but then I also love like female blues. So Amy Winehouse was one that I really enjoyed, and then what was her name? I have her. It's till the casket drops is one. Oh, ZZ Ward. ZZ Ward is another one that I really like. ZZ Ward. If you're into blues, I just had to share that. I really do. And Jay Severett's another one. He's the one that did the True Blood theme song. I just hi Sandy, so nice to see you. And I've listed. I missed a lot of what you guys said when I was looking that up. So let me read real quick. Oh, I've had migraines that made me sick lasting a week at a time. I can't even imagine. Vicky says my grandma. Love that so much. And actually my grandma was very significant in the way and how I was influenced. And their answering the question was who had the biggest influence on you as a kid or a teenager? And I took parents out of the mix. Angela also said my grandma. I spent weeks during the summer with her. David said, I had some great music teachers in school and private lessons. Awesome. My favorite English, Emmy says, my favorite English lit teacher, Ms. Pamela Bowen. Tracy says, my second teacher in elementary school. Amby says, I would say it was a church/cult we attended. What do you mean /cult? What do you mean? You have to explain that one, Amby. Tracy says, great. I think she was finishing up a thought there. Lindsay says, that was while I was in beauty college. One of my, and I'm missing the last word on that one. Lacey says, my grandfather was my biggest influence on me for my whole life. He was my person. For unrelated people, that's a really good question. I would need to think on that one. Hi, afternoon, everyone. I missed it. Hang on, it's popping up because I'm behind. I want to catch some of these. Kova, Crochet, hello. So nice to see you, Kelly. Afternoon, I finally get to catch a live. I'm so excited that you're here. You guys, I've had some major technical difficulties in the last couple months. Also, some motivation difficulties. I'm getting there, you guys. But I intend on recording a few videos here today. So I will have something going live this week. I've had to redo everything because I lost a lot of the footage that I already had out there. So next week I'm going to be recording some top down because I'm getting my nails done that week. So I figured those are the weeks I need to do the tutorials or the reviews and stuff like that. But I do have a few to record for this coming week and probably next week as well. So I will get my regular scheduled videos back up and going. And I'm so sorry it's taken me forever, you guys. It's just I've been slow going on getting things working with my technical difficulties here. My great aunt Edith, she was such a gentle soul with a huge heart of gold. And speaking of aunts, I have an aunt of mine who she just was crazy. Look, my mom is a more serious person, and I tend to track that way to be a little bit more serious. But she taught me a little bit more about fun, to let go a little bit. Because my aunt, oh my gosh, she cracks me up. She's mischievous, I think is the best way to put it. My aunt is very mischievous. When she used to work at the same place as my mom, and my mom used to get so mad at her because she would get away with, she had a birthday every month with different boys. Excuse me, you guys. I'm sorry. All the talking makes me coughy. All right. Anyway, let me continue reading before it's that, because there's only 4 minutes left, you guys. David, I'm a music teacher and I've got my 6th grade boys begging to watch more videos of Tuvan throat singing. I believe strongly in teaching kids to appreciate all types of music. Yes. Barbara says, Sister David Claire, she was the principal of our grade school, taught 5th and 6th grade in English, art, 3rd through 8th grades. David says, I have a good friend who teaches Spanish in middle school and he plays opera recordings during study periods. I love that. He keeps hearing from past students about how that influenced them. That's so cool. Abby says, my Nana. Ashley says, Sarah Michelle Gellar and Eliza Dushku. I love Eliza Dushku. I wanted to be them. I wanted their clothes, their makeup, their sassy quips, and quick humor of the characters in Buffy. I get that. I wanted to be a hot girl from the Hellmouth so badly. Oh, I love it. Billie Holiday, says Lisa. I love that. Teach them everything, David said. I love all music. Just depends on my mood. And that's true. That's very true. I'm very much a pop girl. Don't get me wrong. I was showing you the blue stuff, but I love my pop. I love my pop. Oh, I love it. Sandy's here. Hello, Sandy. Emmy, you love ZZ Ward. Yay! Somebody else who heard of ZZ Ward with me. Yay! I actually discovered her through Pandora, to be honest with you, because I was listening to, I put a bunch of my favorite blues singers. Matt King is another one that I really, really like. Anyway, I could go on and on. I've got a music history unit and a world music unit that we go through. It's so much fun, says Angela. Amby says, I love all types of music. Kova says, same for me, Stephanie. My favorite music today might change by tonight, right? So Sandy says that her most influential, left is right, Sandy says, My 8th grade teacher, the first person taught me to have personal strength of identity. Wow, that is amazing, Sandy, because that is something that I think, especially in 8th grade, personal identity is something that takes a long time to master. My daughter is so much better at that than I ever was at her age. She has her personal identity down. I'm telling you. Influencer, the world. At a very early age, I was and still am an observer. I learned lots early. I love that so much. So what would be your definition of a cult? That's a tough one, Amby. There's a fine line between culture and cult, right, Lori? I would all it would all apply to that church and pastor. Okay, and honestly, it's hi Bobby, so nice to see you. I'm about to leave, but I know you always pop in towards my end. I'm so glad that you do pop in. Thank you so much. There was a cult masquerading as an independent Baptist church. Okay, I get that. And honestly, independent Baptist, if you guys don't know what it means to be an independent Baptist, you probably never lived in the South, but so being an independent Baptist is it's one of the most strict, at least in my opinion, of the Christian faith. So there's different segments of the Christian faith. I know a lot of you know that. And independent Baptist is one of the most strict. So I could see where that could lend itself to become a cult. But they're going away from the doctrines that most independent Baptist churches. Does that make sense? My mom is an independent Baptist, so and so I'm saying this all with love about independent Baptist. My mom is an independent. I grew up Baptist, but she has converted, and she's truly an independent Baptist now. So I could see where that would could lean that way easily if somebody is a little bit more fanatical. I had a very sheltered life, says Lisa, out in the country growing up. Only my family for influence. Oh, okay, but I get that. I get that. I once wrote a paper about approaching music that originated as church music in public schools. I strongly believe in understanding the culture and worldview of a composer's time. So beautifully written. I did. Lindsay said, I didn't finish what I was typing. While I was in beauty college, there was a woman who had both legs amputated from knee down and other health. She was the happiest person in spite of everything. You know what? And honestly, happiness. Let me rephrase that. I want to say happiness is a choice, but it's not for everybody. Okay. Because there's some people that chemically there's problems. So it becomes not a choice. But for the most part, happiness is a choice. Well, my dad started going there because my mom loved him and moved to a different state with us, and later lived with what I believe was the love of her life. So your dad went there, or your mom? Lindsay said, I learned to never, ever feel sorry for myself. Yes, that's hard, too. It's hard not to feel sorry for yourself. I catch myself in that sometimes. I had to shake myself out of it. Cults are out of control, are about control. Yes, churches are about enrichment. Love that. Love the way you put that. That's so true. Bobby says, better late than never, right? Yes. I love seeing you here. So the pastor of said church called my mom and told her that if she didn't come back to my dad, God would kill her kids. Oh, my Lord. What? Yep, I certainly, yeah, exactly. Tracy says, that is not a pastor, Amby. Right. This church cult was all about control. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Amby, I hope someone turned that man into the police. He's mentally ill. Yes, Bobby said that. Ashley says, if the discourage, isolate, prevent, or punish people from leaving or thinking about leaving, that's when occult alarms go off in my head. Yes. My favorite Abraham Lincoln quote, most people are about as happy as they choose to be. I love that. That's a great quote. And again, that's most people. I do not want to discount those people who are clinically depressed. They cannot control what's going on with the chemical interactions in their brain. Being a twin, individual identity was hard for me, especially when I was always referred to as one of the twins. Yes. So glad to see you today, but got to run now. Hopefully catch up on the air. Okay, Lori, thank you. I'm so glad. I actually am going to be heading out. Sorry, you guys. I need to stop talking for a little bit. But I do need, so my mom was so scared. She returned to my, then we all started going to that church. Okay. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. That's, no, I can't even imagine. And that, the bad thing about that is that as a child, that could have put you off of church entirely. I'm going to take care of the cough, but I need to go. I have a couple of errands to run, and then I need to come back here and record some videos, and then get ready for tonight's live, which again will be at my house. But you guys, thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And each of you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.